Hello and welcome to another episode of Disney Movie Investigation. If this is your first time watching, welcome to the show. In each episode, we take a look at a movie that is featured on Disney+. On this episode, we are finishing up our Beauty and the Beast series as we take a look at the 2017 Beauty and the Beast starring Emma Watson. And if you are enjoying these videos, we do ask that you please hit that subscribe button. That way you'll be notified with each new video. But for now, sit back and enjoy this episode of Disney Movie Investigation. So like I said, today we're covering Beauty and the Beast. This was released on February 23rd, 2017, and it was directed by Bill Condon. It was written by Stephen Chbosky and Evan Stupatopoulos, with the production companies being Walt Disney Pictures and Mandeville Films. And of course, it was released or distributed by Walt Disney Studios. The budget for this movie was between $160 to $255 million, and it did a box office return of $1.264 billion. So let's take a look at the development. So after the success of the Broadway production of Beauty and the Beast, Disney began immediately working on a film adaptation. However, in 2011, Alan Menken claimed in an interview that the plan to do a film version of the Broadway play had been scrapped. In April of 2014, Disney had restarted development on a live-action version of the animated Beauty and the Beast. Initially, Disney wanted to make a more dramatic version of the film similar to the recently released Snow White and the Huntsman film. However, Disney Studio chairman Alan Horn was the one to make the decision to go back to the original film and make it a musical. The original ending was changed, however. The original idea was to have Gaston cursed by the Enchantress, but the idea was ultimately scrapped and they went back to the original animated film ending. For the role of Belle, it was announced that Emma Watson was cast, and she was the first and only choice. The original voice of Belle, Paige O'Hara, offered to assist Watson in singing and helping her with singing, as well as Susan Egan, who performed Belle on Broadway, said that the casting choice was perfect. In terms of filming, the filming took place in Surrey, England from May to August of 2015, and The Beast was performed with a mixture of puppetry and motion capture. Actor Dan Stevens was put in a 40-pound gray suit and was on stilts. There was the concern addressed, however, that if Stevens made a wrong step, he would crush Emma Watson's feet. To minimize that, both Watson and Stevens spent 3 months in pre-production rehearsing their scenes. And of course, the castle objects were animated with CG animation. For the music, Alan Menken, the original composer, returned to do a new score inspired by the original film, and Tim Rice and Alan Menken wrote 4 new songs for this film. In January of 2017, it was confirmed that Celine Dion, who performed Beauty and the Beast for the 1991 animated film version, would return to perform a new song, How Does a Moment Last Forever, over the end credits. She was initially concerned of coming back because of the recent death of her manager/husband, Renee Angeli, who had helped her secure the original 1991 animated film song. She agreed because of the impact the song had on her career, and she stated that Beauty and the Beast was what put her on the map. In addition, Beauty and the Beast was covered by Ariana Grande and John Legend, and Disney created a music video for that song that debuted on Freeform on March 5th, 2017. It was also announced that Josh Groban would be performing a new song for the film called Evermore. So let's take a look at the cast. So Emma Watson is obviously Belle. We had Dan Stevens, who plays the Beast. Luke Evans, who performs the role of Gaston. Kevin Kline is Maurice. Josh Gad is LeFou. Ewan McGregor is Lumiere. Stanley Tucci is the Cadenza. Emma Thompson as Mrs. Potts. Ian McKellen as Cogsworth. Audrey McDonald as the Madame de Gardrobe. And Guga Mantha-Raw as Plumiette. In terms of the plot, As punishment for his actions, a young prince is transformed into a monstrous beast by a mysterious enchantress. Only condition is if he can learn to love someone and earn their love in return, the cast will be lifted. Enter the young bookworm Belle, who stumbles upon the castle and is taken prisoner by the beast while rescuing her father. With the help of the beast's servants, Belle comes to appreciate and love the beast, all while evading a stalking hunter who wants to marry her. So in terms of the legacy of this film, Disney actually spent $140 million to market this movie, and they would premiere the teaser trailer on Good Morning America, and the next day after it premiered, it received 91.8 million views. On November 16th, 2016, also on Good Morning America, the official trailer would be released, and this received 127.6 million views in the first 24 hours. So there was definitely a lot of hype coming into this movie. A TV spot with Emma Watson singing aired during the Golden Globes award ceremony. And on January 31st, 2017, a movie novel was released by Disney Publishing Worldwide. Disney would also stream the worldwide premiere at the El Capitan on YouTube. And for this film, it was also released in 3D and IMAX versions. The film would be nominated for 2 Academy Awards for Best Costume Design and Best Production Designs. There was a little bit of controversy with this film, as several regions gave the film a PG-13 rating because of the scene with LeFou dancing with one of Gaston's friends and the criticism of a homosexual moment. These countries included Russia and Malaysia, along with Kuwait, stopped the movie from being shown in entirety. In terms of the future of this movie, both Emma Watson and Luke Stevens have expressed interest in coming back for either a sequel or a prequel. And on March 6, 2020, ABC Studios announced that the development of a series for Disney Plus focusing on Gaston and LeFou. Alan Menken, Josh Gad, and Luke Evans all agreed to return to do this series, and the series was going to be called Little Town, but however, in February of 2022, the show was postponed indefinitely due to creative and scheduling issues. So in terms of what I recommend this movie, I think this movie gets a lot of negative backlash for the wrong reason. A lot of it is comparing it to the original animated film, which I think is unfair. I think if you look at it as a musical story, the movie holds up. You're also looking at it at the animated film, which is one of the most beloved animated films of all time. And a lot of people have called it like almost the perfect animated film. So nothing was ever going to live up to that. I do feel that the overall epic feel of the movie I like, and the movie creates this world that lets the audience escape into. I would agree that Emma Watson's singing is a bit off, and I think for people focusing on that, there's a lot more positives than there are negatives. So I definitely recommend this film as a kind of a family feature and something for the new generation to get excited for Beauty and the Beast. So definitely recommend this one. So thank you so much for joining us here on Disney Movie Investigation. I would invite anyone to please leave a comment on what they think of Beauty and the Beast, the live action version, and what their favorite memory is. And as we look forward to our next video, we are going to explore another epic love story as we take a look at Beloved, starring Danny Glover and Oprah Winfrey. So until next time, I hope you have a magical day, and we will see you real soon.